Okay, good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
It is Sunday,
It is.
March 1st.
Wow.
1/6 of the way through the year already.
Yeah.
Time is flying by. Put that there. All right, today we're continuing on. Paul and Apollos, servants of Christ. 1 Corinthians chapter 3, starting at verse 12. Anyone who builds on that foundation may use a variety of materials: gold, silver, jewels, wood, hay, or straw. But on the judgment day, fire will reveal what kind of work each builder has done. The fire will show if a person's work has any value. If the work survives, that builder will receive a reward. But if the work is burned up, the builder will suffer great loss. The builder will be saved, but like somebody barely escaping through a wall of flames. Don't you realize that all of you together are the temple of God, and that the Spirit of God lives in you? God will destroy anyone who destroys this temple, for God's temple is holy, and you are that temple. Stop deceiving yourselves. If you think you are wise by the world's standards, you need to become a fool to be truly wise. For the wisdom of this world is foolishness to God, as the scriptures say. He traps the wise in the snares of their own cleverness. And again, the Lord knows the thoughts of the wise. He knows they are worthless. So don't boast about following a particular human leader, for everything belongs to you, whether Paul or Apollos or Peter or the world or life and death or the present and the future. Everything belongs to you, and you belong to Christ, and Christ belongs to God. Now the commentary for that section. 2 sure ways to destroy a building are to tamper with the foundation and to build with inferior materials. The church must be built on Christ, not on any other person or principle. Christ will evaluate each person's contribution to the life of the church, and Judgment Day will reveal the truth of each person's work. God will determine whether or not a person has been faithful to Jesus' instructions. Good work will be rewarded. Unfaithful or inferior work will be discounted. The builder will be saved, but like someone barely escaping through a wall of flames, means that the unfaithful workers will be saved, but only by the skin of their teeth. All their accomplishments will count for nothing. Paul wanted the Corinthians to understand that they were a unified assembly. All of you together are the temple of God, and the Spirit of God lives in you. They were not to see themselves as a collection of competing interests or independent individuals. Paul was emphasizing that the intent of Jesus' prayer in John 17:21-23, that believers be unified in God. What actions could you take this week to strengthen your ties to fellow Christians in the Church of Jesus Christ? Paul was not telling the Corinthian believers to neglect the pursuit of knowledge. He was warning them not to glory in the wisdom of this age. God's way of thinking is far above ours. He knows all the futile thoughts of the wise. The Corinthians were boasting about the wisdom of their leaders and teachers. Their pride made them value the messenger more than the message. We are not to put our trust in anyone but God. Paul says that both life and death are ours. While non-believers are victims of life, swept along by its current and wondering if there's a meaning to it, believers can use life well because they understand its true purpose. Non-believers can only fear death. For believers, death holds no terrors because Christ has conquered all fears. See 1 John chapter 4, verse 18. Death is only the beginning of eternal life with God.
Makes death something to not fear.
Right. Oh yeah, you and I don't fear death.
Right.
I mean, it's
Right. Some people don't understand that. I think that the lack of understanding is the lack of Christ.
yeah.
Because whenever you have Christ and you know what you've got to look forward to, it's not something to fear.
No. The wisdom, it talks about wisdom here, the world's wisdom, and I think that in today's day, because of our age of such technology that we have, that we think we have the answers to everything. You know, we are going to, you know, think that while the Bible is this bunch of foolishness, we have all this technology to, you know, discover all these things in science and whatnot, and you know, artificial intelligence is going to speed things up for our intelligence, and I think a lot of people are going to be fooled into thinking that that's really what it's all about.
Right.
Whereas the real wisdom is right here in the Bible. God plainly gives it to us, and people, that's just not enough for people. It's just not enough. They need more. When you know, we're really commanded to have the faith of a child, just to take what God says and believe it. He's not lying to us.
Right.
He's not trying to trick us. He has no need to. He already owns everything, made everything. There's no need for him to say anything other than the absolute truth, and he is absolutely holy. So when we hear what he says and then we start thinking sideways about it, and you know, really, is that real? Yes it is. This world's knowledge means nothing compared to him. So I'm afraid that's going to be part of our great deception coming up in the end times, is where people are going to fall for this technical Messiah.
Yeah.
Instead of
And it's
the real
setting
Messiah in
itself
Christ.
up for that now.
Yeah, it's setting up for it, for sure. Okay, hope everybody has a glorious day, and we'll talk to you later.